Right, welcome back to Dank Scott Traders Hub. Yes, as usual, on Tuesdays and Fridays, you guys know already, we always have our BTC analysis, and that's what we're looking at today. So today, I want to welcome everyone, those who will come later to check the analysis, and those who are currently online, live streaming right now. Thank you for coming around. All right, so let's start off. We will get it straight to BTC and look at the charts as usual. So we see what happened last week. It gave us we had a weird signal to sell. It never came around, so we're going to look at that. What happened exactly? Why didn't actually the move go on as planned? All right, so let's check it out. Right, we always start from weekly. Let's get into weekly. You guys already know where we started from. I told you this just touched the fair value gap that we were looking at to actually do what? To actually look at entries for the buys, or as a second phase of the bull run. That's where we wanted, but it just touched according to daily. But according to weekly, this was I remember I told you that this was the fair value gap that we saw reaction from, that right there. So if it all happened and we are not going to get back, then we know that we have started our second phase of the bull run. But according to weekly, we still have some sells to look at. That is what I'm seeing right there. I have my indicator there, CCI is showing that we still need some sells, but it's not, we can't confirm that if we don't go to the lower time frame. So clearly you can see we got a double test of that very fair value gap right here. Price reacted on it 2 times. If you go to H4, that will be a double bottom right there, and this will be a change of character, and that is a very important signal to us that the buys have started according to H4 right there. That change of character that you see, having seen the double top, the double bottom down below, gives us an implication that we've changed the trend. Now we are headed to buys. Now we are headed to the buy. So when it gave us that on Friday, we wanted to see a retest. We wanted to see a retest of price to come back to that order block before it can continue with the buys, but we never saw that. We actually saw a break of structure, and then price continued, and currently it's being held up on that very last order block right here. That is a last order block right there. Price was held up right there. Here, this line there, we can see that. I don't know if I'll be able to see it properly. Yeah, clearly there you can see that's where price reacted back to and gave us. That is where we have our current high according to H1 right there. So everything right here, we can now first delete it because it did not happen. We can now head back to H4. This order block is that order block and fair value gap. They are still valid for us to give us what we are looking for. A pullback. That's why you see I have my limit orders right there waiting. So we are looking at that to here, and then we continue with the buys. But then what will that do what is the structure like according to a daily time frame. If we are doing that, if we are doing this, then that clearly that will be meaning that if we continue, we will eventually break out, and then we'll be having a change of character right there. We'll be having a change of character right there. Yes, but then this is some bit of a strong resistance right there where we are. So that's why I was anticipating when we get back to that resistance, I see a pullback to now come all the way down below to grab that liquidity according to daily time frame and take out that liquidity on those fair value gaps down below. So whatsoever we are seeing currently, I believe you will see some of these happen. But as of today, let's look at today. There's low momentum. Yeah, you can see since Saturday there's been that low momentum, and one may say price has been in like a channel, playing within a channel. That is our high, that is our low, high, low, high right there, and I didn't go back to low, but now it has reached the previous high. So it's within a channel. So if it is within a channel, then one may say that once we see a breakout, one may say we will see something like that or something like that after the breakout, and that will be meaning continuation of the previous trend. That will be meaning continuation of the previous trend. And of course on daily, on H4, that means price will be headed to that level, which is the order block on H4, right there, not this one. So it will be headed all the way up there for that order block. So if we go to weekly, not weekly. If we go to the other TP is this. If it happens from there, then we'll be seeing that too, and that's how we'll be looking at this to happen. I don't know if you can get me right, if you can get me clearly. It started to rain where I am, and I'm a bit close to the window, so sound is going through. Some sound is going through. I hope you can get me clearly. Let me extend the mic. I hope you can get me clearly right there, so that you get everything that I'm saying. I hope you are getting me loud and clear. Anyways, so these are the two TP levels. These are according to H1. Now I want you to understand why I have them. I'm taking this as a channel. I'm not using the exact levels right there. I'm just using that as a channel. If it makes another pullback right here, then it will be completing what I need it to be. So that's why I'm using that as a channel. So if it is a channel, then we will see that. We will see that move to take us all the way up there. So it may continue where it is, or it may first give us a pullback. So to understand that it's going to first give us a pullback, of course H1 is already showing us the signal to sell it down below. H1 is already showing us that. Let's confirm that on M15. Yes, M15 is also confirming that. So it means we are about to see some sales, and of course even our 10 MA, our 10 period moving average is also showing us the signal, because price is below it, meaning an indication or a signal to look at sales later on. So now we can wait for an entry. All we need is now a breakout on that to give us a change of character on M15. We've already seen one on M5 right here, but then we need it on M15 so that we can enter our cells clearly. So that's what we wait for. And of course, you know how we do this. Breakout to give us a change of character, then a pullback, and then we make our cell to come alive. Then we make our cell to come alive and take us all the way down to our channel trend line right here, and then we make that money. All right, if you have any questions on BTC currently, please go ahead and ask. But just like I've shown you this, there's another signal. Of course, on sales we have a signal to, on M15 we have a signal to sell and H1. But remember, according to H4, we are still in a buy trend. So this is just a retest according to H4. But according to H1, it's gonna be a sell. It's gonna be a sell, reminding you that we are within a range. This will be like a range that we are trading within. The high, the low, the high, the low. That's what we are looking at. We are looking at price coming down to give us a new low, and then that's where we will be joining with the buys to take us all the way up right here, or take us all the way up there. That's how we will trade this asset, which is BTC for us right here. So those who trade this, please wait for something like this kind of structure, this kind of layout. This is like a work plan. Breakout to give us a change of character right here, and then we wait for a retest to whatsoever point of interest it will have left behind. Then we make an entry to sell it all the way downward. Please, I'm now open for questions if you guys have any, so before we can go ahead. Like I've told you, the quick overview of what we can anticipate is we will see price come here, then break out and go to this level right here, and then head over into sales. That is like a whole plan of this. Then head over all the way back to this fair value gap, and that will be around 70k, around 71k, 72 and 73k. I'm still anticipating price to give us a pullback. A pullback to get and grab and do the liquidity sweep on that fair value gap according to daily time frame, not weekly. On the weekly, it all seems to have finished retesting, to have finished doing the liquidity sweep right here, but daily is still having that. And not yet sure, and not until I see a breakout here. If I see a breakout on this order block, which is a daily order block, then I will know that we have moved on. We will not come back to test this daily fair value gap. But if we fail to break that level, then rest assured, know that it's gonna come and grab, do the liquidity sweep on this very fair value gap. That's why you see me, I have my limit orders already waiting, but then there are other limit orders right here according to H4 that I need on that order block. If it makes a pullback here, then I will be looking for that buy move to take me up, and then look for sales like that. You already get the idea. Otherwise, I think that's all. I hope you guys had a great time, and probably those who will come later to check it out, I hope you will enjoy it and have a great time too, and hopefully it will help you on how you will be looking at entering this asset today. Now I would love to put out a few announcements. Those who want to learn to analyze like me, forget about that. We analyze a lot of things. Apart from BTC, like early morning today around 10:30 East African time, 10:30 a.m. we analyzed all these assets, the synthetic indices. If you don't have an account with my broker, the broker that I use daily, then you can look below the description there. You'll see a link where it says the broker I use for all financial assets that I trade. So you will use that link to register yourself an account and be able to trade with us all these other accounts: Boom 1000, Boom 500, Crash 500 right there, Volatility 25S, what else, Volatility 75, Volatility 75, Jump 50, Jump 25, Jump 10, and so on and so forth. So that's what we will be looking at. And actually I see an entry here on volatility on jump 10. So let me quickly close up and I'll be sharing that with the rest of the guys. Let me wish you guys a good time. If you want to join us, if you want to join me and take on the mentorship program, you can use the number there. Of course, the VIP platform is also there for signals, only for these other assets, not for BTC. The BTC signals, I normally give them out for free when I get an entry on our WhatsApp channel. So if you haven't joined our WhatsApp channel, check in the description below. You will see the WhatsApp channel link and be able to use that to join the WhatsApp channel, so that if you're specifically looking for signals for BTC, then you'll be able to get it from there. But if you're also looking for signals, free signals of these other assets like the volatilities and jumps and all that, you can still join it. And once in a while I share them, but mostly I normally share these the follow-ups after the analysis, the signals to the VIP group. To the VIP group. Subscription is always $15, so you can now wait and if you want to subscribe in the last week of this month for the May month. You subscribe in the last week of this month to subscribe for the May month and be part of us next month. Otherwise, that's it. That's a number you can use to WhatsApp or call and have yourself registered for the mentorship class. Let me just share that now before I forget. For the mentorship class, you use the same number to register. So I hope if you have the interest, you have all the information that you need to be able to be part of the mentorship program. Let me wish you guys a good day. Happy trading. Please remember to always look at a risk tolerance when you're trading. Your risk tolerance is the amount of money that you can afford to lose on a single trade. So it is directly calculated from your capital. So if you don't have your risk tolerance, if you just trade and when you don't know what you can afford to risk or lose, then you are in a big trouble. And I always teach about this. I have a course outline. Then in that course outline, we also have the course unit, or the course, the topic of risk management. So I normally talk about a lot on that, and position sizing. So if you need to know more about that, then you should get your phone and WhatsApp me and be able to register for the month of May mentorship class. Let me wish you guys a good day. Happy trading. See you on Friday, 1 p.m. East African time for this very session. But of course, for the synthetics and these other assets that we're talking about, the booms and the volatilities, then we meet every day. So tomorrow we'll still have a session that we will be having from 10:30 to 11:30 East African time. Let me wish you guys a good day. Happy trading. See you in the next session.